Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. G.B. Shendge, Assistant Professor, College of Agriculture, Baramati. Today, this is our last lecture of Agro 247. This is the lecture number 15. Title of this lecture is Farming System in Relation to Environment, its resource cycling and flow of energy. This is the last lecture of this course. This is lecture number 15. First, what is the effective recycling of resources? The effective recycling of farm resources is possible by adoption of farming system research. It is also called as FSR. FSR means farming system research. In the farming system research, the waste from the animals, also from the crops, also from the other enterprises, which is recycled, and it is again used in field for manuring purpose, and it is also used as a waste material as a mulch for growing the different crops. The crop byproduct is utilized as a fodder for animals. Okay, the byproduct or waste material from the crop. Okay, that is a crop residue, which includes the leaves, stems, roots, etc. This is used for the fodder for animals, and animal byproducts like cow dung, urine, etc. It is utilized for increasing the soil fertility. Also, the main product of animals is milk. It is used for increasing the income of the farmer. Okay, the waste material is used for improving the soil fertility of the soil. Then see the farming system and environment, the relationship between farming system and environment. One of the main requirements for the ecological sustainable production is healthy soil, creating an environment in the root zone that optimizes soil biota activity and which permits the roots which functioning to the maximum possible extent. Okay, the roots are able to capture the plant nutrients and waters and interact with a range of soil microorganisms which is beneficial to the soil and crop farmers. Okay, roots are able to capture the nutrients and water which are present in the soil, and it is supplied to the plants. It also create the favorable condition for growing the soil microorganisms which improve the soil health. Also, it improve or increase the crop performance. The maintenance or improvement of soil organic matter content, which improve or addition of organic matter into the soil, which improve the soil structure, soil texture, physical and chemical properties of the soil. It also produce the production from this farming system is sustainable production. The contribution of selected sustainable farming practices to improve the ecosystem services. Okay, it is the relationship between farming system and environment. Okay, in the farming system, which is related to the environment, which is ecologically sustainable productions which requires healthy soil and creating environment in the root zone, or increase the number of microorganisms into the soil which improve the soil fertility. Also, crop yield is increased. Then environmental implication of IFS means integrated farming system are briefly presented under the following heads. The heads are the ecosystem, soil, climate and air, animal health and welfare, quality of food produce and ground and surface water. Okay, the first point, that is the ecosystem. Ecosystem in the integrated farming system, it performs better than the conventional farming system. Okay, conventional farming system means traditional farming system. It is in Marathi it is called as Paramparik Sheti. Okay, and integrated farming system is in Ekatmik Sheti Paddhat. Okay, Ekatmik Sheti Paddhat, it performs better than the conventional farming in respect to floral and faunal diversity. Due to the ban of synthetic pesticides and nitrogenous fertilizers in the organic farming, which provides a potential that but result in positive effect on wildlife conservation and landscaping. In the soil, the IFS tends to conserve the soil fertility and system stability better than the conventional farming system. In the IFS, the waste material or from the animals, it is used as a manure for the growing of crops. So, it is best as compared to conventional farming system. Then climate and air. On per hectare scale, the carbon dioxide emissions are 40 to 60% lower in integrated farming system than in conventional farming. Conventional farming, the emission of carbon dioxide is more as compared to IFS, whereas 1 Per unit output scale, the carbon dioxide emission tends to be higher in organic farming system than animal health and welfare. In the animal health and welfare, the housing condition and health status of animals, which depends highly on the farm specific condition. This housing condition seem not to differ significantly between the IFS and conventional farms. IFS dairy cows tends to have a longer average productive life than the conventional dairy cows. Then quality of food produced. The risk of contaminating food with pesticides and nitrate can be assumed to be lower in the integrated farming system and higher in conventional farming system. The food produced from the IFS, which is safe to the human being, and minimum pesticide residue which are present in this product as compared to conventional farming system. Okay, then ground and surface water. The ground and surface water IFS results in lower or similar nitrate leaching rates than the integrated or conventional agriculture. Actual leaching rates per hectare are up to 57% lower on IFS than conventional fields. Organic farming does not pose any risk of ground and surface water pollution from synthetic pesticides. Okay. The next point, there is the resource recycling. Resources, there are two types of resources. Okay. Renewable resources and non-renewable resources, and recycling means reuse of that resources or reuse of the waste material, that is called as recycling. Okay. Organic waste from the crop and livestock production and households waste are valuable source for cycling the organic residue. Okay. Waste from the crops, that is crop residue, waste from the livestock, that is the cow dung and urine, and waste from the household, that is kitchen waste. Okay. This is a valuable source for the cycling of organic residue. Okay. Waste from the plants, which includes the crop residue, stem, roots, etc. Sewage, weeds, oil cakes, sugarcane, trash, and slaughterhouse waste, that is the bone, blood. Okay. This is the waste of slaughterhouse. This material not suitable for direct applications. It is applied by composting and vermicomposting. Okay. This waste material is not directly applied into the field. Okay. It is applied after decomposting by using the composting or vermicompost. Okay. Then two types of farming system is proposed in resource recycling. First one is LISA and second one is organic farming. Okay. LISA, in last lecture we have already seen the what is meant by LISA. LISA means low external input sustainable agriculture and organic farming. Okay. LISA means LISA means low external input sustainable agriculture. Okay. In this system, use of external production inputs is minimum and production costs are obviously lower. So overall risk of the farmer is considerably reduced. Besides, disadvantages are pollution of surface and groundwater is avoided and healthy food with very little or no pesticide residues are ensured. Okay. And in the organic farming, the synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides and growth regulators are completely excluded. So the production from the organic farming is safe and residue free and which is safe to the human being. Okay. This is the resource recycling. This is the waste from kitchen, that is a kitchen waste. This is the kitchen waste. Okay. This is the agriculture waste, sugarcane trash, and this is burning of sugarcane trash, wastage of waste material. Okay. Then next point, there is the flow of energy. Flow of energy means in natural and agricultural ecosystem of which humans are parts are fundamentally a network of energy and mineral flows. Green plants which capture the solar energy and which this green energy, solar energy, which is converted into the chemical energy for use by the biological system using the elements like carbon dioxide, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium and magnesium. It is basic to the survival of humans and other animals are adequate supplies of food that are supplied by the ecosystem. The organic farming is the backbone of sustainable agriculture. The energy requirement in agriculture are divided into two groups. First is direct energy and second one is indirect energy. Direct energy means energy required from sowing to harvesting of crops for carrying the various operations like weeding, okay, then sowing. These are the different operations, the energy required for these operations, okay, from sowing to harvesting, that is called as direct energy. And indirect energy means the energy required after harvesting of crops for the processing, for the packaging, for the marketing, for the transportation, that is called as indirect energy. Okay. Direct energy means this energy which is required from sowing to harvesting, and after harvesting the energy required, that is called as indirect energy. Okay. Then this is the energy inputs, outputs and output input ratio in the rice production. Then flow of energy in different farming system. Different farming system which includes the cropping, livestock, fishery, poultry or allied enterprises. There is a different farming system. Okay. With the flow of energy, the main aim of this flow of energy or this course is to maximum use of waste material, okay, and or reuse or recycle this waste material. Okay. In the flow of energy in different farming systems, first farming system, that is a crop livestock farming system. Okay. This includes the two enterprises, first one is a cropping and second one is livestock. Cropping is the main enterprise and second one is livestock enterprise. The waste material from the cropping like crop residue, it is used as a fodder to the livestock. This is the input for livestock, okay, and the waste material of livestock, that is the cow dung, this is used for growing the crops. Okay. This is the proper utilization of waste material. Okay. The crop residue or green residue of the plant or crop, it is used as a fodder to the livestock. Okay. And livestock main product, that is the milk, it is used for consumption purpose or it is used for selling purpose, and the byproduct from livestock, that is cow dung. Okay. It is used as a manure to the crops, and it also provides the dairy products also and biogas. Okay. And from this cow dung biogas is generated or biogas is produced, and this biogas is used for the lighting purpose, cooking purpose, etc. This is the crop livestock farming system. Okay. And then second farming system, this is the crop fish poultry system. This is called as IFS models. Okay. Crop fish poultry system. First enterprise, there is cropping, second enterprise there is a fish, and third enterprise there is a poultry. Okay. The crops, okay, the waste material of crops, that is the broken grains of any crop, that is used as broken grains which provides the feed, broken grains, that is the feed to the fish and poultry birds. Also poultry droppings, it is served as a feed to the fish, and fish pond water, it is again used for the growing of crops. Okay. The waste material of crops, that is broken grains, it is used as a feed to the fish. Okay. And poultry waste material, it is used as a food to the fish. Okay. And the water which are present or pond water, this is used as a growing of the crops. Okay. This is the second farming system, that is crop fish poultry system. Okay. Proper utilization of the waste material. Okay. Waste of one enterprises, it is used as the input of another enterprises. This is the flow of energy. Okay. This is the last lecture of this course. This is the lecture number 15. Title of this lecture is farming system in relation to environments, resource cycling and flow of energy. Okay. The whole syllabus of this course is completed. Okay. या कोर्सचा पूर्ण syllabus complete झालेला आहे. Thank you.